rotating teams. How do you maintain consistency when you're rotating teams through people's houses? We're going to talk about that today. Hi there, I'm Angela Brown, and this is Ask a House Cleaner. This is a show where you get to ask a house cleaning question, and I get to help you find an answer. Now, today's show is brought to us by mycleaningconnection.com, which is a hub for resources and books and magazines and information and blogs and all kinds of amazing stuff for cleaners. It's do-it-yourself cleaners, and it's professional house cleaners, and it's people who hate to clean. There's all kinds of stuff in there, but there are some resources in there on how to manage rotating teams. So on to today's session, which is from a house cleaner who has this question.
Hi, Angela. Thank you for all you do. My question is about servicing your clients with the same teams or same cleaners every visit. I have come into problems like employees are terminated or somebody calls in sick, and then the rest of the team doesn't necessarily know how to meet that client's needs. We do take notes and have those accessible on for each client, but there seems to be, kind of I want the same cleaner every time, but the reality as a business, it just doesn't work that way. I'm wondering what your strategies are for this. Sometimes we rotate in and out team leaders with other cleaners, showing them the ropes on the house in case they're not there. But there comes a time when somebody leaves the company and we're just not able to meet those clients' needs the way we were when maybe that one cleaner they were very used to was here. So wondering what your strategies are for this. Thank you so much for your time, and I really appreciate your podcast.
Alrighty, how do you maintain consistency when you have rotating teams that are going in and out of people's houses? All right, there's a very easy way to do it, and there's only one way that really makes sense. Because if you have a variety of different people, you're going to have a variety of different cleaning styles, unless you have a very specific set of training where you say we have a 28-point system and we do all 28 steps in every single person's house every single time. And then all of the house cleaners that start working for your company, whether they're new or whether they've been with your company for 10 years, if every single house cleaner does the 28-step program every single time, then what happens is there's a consistency, whether you have a house cleaner this time and they get sick and next time you send someone else, someone gets fired, someone rotates into management, whatever it is. The 28-step system is so duplicable that what happens is when you have a variety of different house cleaners come in, if the customer is not at home, they never know who it was that came in and cleaned. You don't want something so specific that only one house cleaner can do it. Now, when we go to somebody's house, the very first initial walkthrough is when you as the business owner are building a rapport with the customer. And so that is your rapport with the customer. You are the face of your business. And then the house cleaners that come in and clean the house, they are not the face of your business. So they need to be trained as well how to interact with the client. Here's what I recommend. There are 60 seconds where the person comes in from outside. They're bringing in their equipment. They're putting on their shoe covers. They're putting on their gloves. They're introducing the day. Hey, how's it going? How you doing? How's your dog? How are the kids? And then if there are any things that need to be brought up, the customer can say that at that moment. Like, oh, hey, by the way, my granddad came for a visit and he's in the other room sleeping, so just skip that room altogether. They will give you pieces of information like that. But you have 60 seconds. At the end of 60 seconds, it doesn't matter who's talking. You start picking up your cleaning supplies and you say, where would you like me to start today? And then you go to that part of the house and you start cleaning. If the person stands there for 20 minutes visiting, number one, that is not duplicable. And number two, what happens is you have some house cleaners that are building more rapport with the customers, and then it makes it more difficult when that particular person is no longer there and the homeowner wants that same person to come back over and over again. So if you have a 60-second rule, hello and goodbye, you're in, you grab your check at the end, 60 seconds, and you're out the door. There's no staying for a half hour to visit and chit-chat and have a cup of tea and all those things. If everyone is playing on the same page, same rules, then what you have is you have a very consistent operation. Now, how money is made in this business, believe it or not, is based on consistency. And so if you have teams that are rotating in and there are things they've been trained to see, for example, in the bathroom, let's say that you clean the bathroom and you clean the toilet. When you are done with the toilet, if you lift the toilet seat up and you fold the toilet paper in a triangle, that is duplicable. And the next person that walks through the house, this is a new team member, they've been here for 2 days, but they know the rules. They walk in and they see that and they say, this bathroom is done. The last finishing touches on this room have been done. And then they know this bathroom's done. When the customer comes in, the customer knows this bathroom has been done. Okay, there are signs we leave behind in every room that says this room is done, meets our standard of excellence, meets our expectation, moving on. And so what happens is if you don't have that, or if it's different every time, then you do have a problem. If a house cleaner comes in and they say, well, I don't like folding toilet paper in a triangle, I can fold it into a fancy rose instead. The fancy rose is awesome, okay? But it's not duplicable. And it takes a lot more time and energy to create a rose than it does to fold something in a little triangle. The triangle says and signals, I've been in this bathroom is clean. Having a rose there or having some fancy something or another, not duplicable. And for all the different people that you're going to train, you don't want to leave things that are different behind. You want everything to look the same. When I leave a house, I don't want you to know that I've been there. I want you to think my employees have been there. We want it to all be exactly the same. And so if it's the tassels on your little throw rug, we want those all combed in the same direction. We want the blinds turned a certain way. We want everything to be specifically exactly the same. Because if you grow your business, and you will have nothing but a revolving door because that is this industry. And so you will have all different kinds of employees that come and they might be there for 2 weeks or 3 months. And that's not a very long time. But if a homeowner gets bonded to one of those house cleaners and they're following their own rules and doing their own things, then what happens is it makes it really easy for that homeowner to say, hey, I'm not going to stay with the main company. I'm just going to hire you kind of under the table on the side. And that's where we lose a lot of our employees to homeowners because we are allowing our employees to do extra things on the side that aren't the exact pattern of what we've trained them to do, right? So you want to make sure that everybody is consistent. Everybody wears the same uniforms. Everybody acts the same. Everybody has the 60-second in, 60-second out policy, and that everybody follows the 28 steps. And that way it doesn't matter who comes and who goes and who gets transferred and who leaves and who quits and who moves. What happens is you have consistency across the board. And then why would your customer go with someone else when they know that it doesn't matter who from your company comes, they're going to give the same level of excellent service that they're already accustomed to. And that way you can keep your own accounts, even if your employees go off and they start their own companies. So that's how you get consistency with rotating teams. Until we meet again, leave the world a cleaner place than when you found it.